Well, switching gears now, April is World Autism Month. Young adults with autism have one of the lowest rates of employment among people who have disabilities, even though they are often high functioning. Now, some have found new purpose in the intelligence community, thanks to a program that's tapping into their unique skills to see the world through a different lens. Senior investigative correspondent Catherine Herridge has more.
As the war unfolds in Ukraine, intelligence officials rely on satellite images to map movements of Russian forces and on analysts in a field where seeing the world differently has its advantages.
It really feels like for the first time I'm getting to use the strengths that I have.
33-year-old Morgan McCardle is a geospatial analyst at the U.S. government's mapping agency called the NGA.
I'm pretty good at finding patterns.
Zeroing in on tiny details, like this Russian military base near Alaska.
You could see the construction of this area over time.
McCardle sees the big picture in big data sets.
Oh, yes.
How big is big?
Pretty big.
Okay.
In school, McCardle struggled for years not quite fitting in before landing a position so secret she can't discuss her portfolio.
Was school tough for you?
Extremely. It was really difficult for me.
Though early on, McCardle's mother saw her potential.
She could read the billboards backwards, and she would do it perfectly.
But it wasn't until McCardle's own 10-year-old son, Gabriel, got diagnosed with autism that she began to notice her differences.
My mom was like, well, your son can't have autism. He's just like you.
She says you were surprised.
I was.
Were you surprised?
I was. Because she's so high functioning.
Without good options to support her son, McCardle joined a small pilot program with 4 participants at the NGA.
How has the job changed your life?
It's changed everything about my life. I mean, I was on disability for almost 10 years.
10 years?
Here, McCardle's difference actually gives her an edge.
Sometimes I can take what it would take a week for somebody to do in a couple of hours.
A couple of hours?
Yeah, but that's the advantage to being able to hyperfocus.
A new kind of insight that the agency's deputy director calls neurodiversity.
This is really broadening that perspective, digging into how can individuals bring a talent and ability that is different than others.
And you can notice patterns of changes in the images.
Is that easy for you?
It is. Well, this tiny little building right here, you know, if it expands, that'll be the first thing I notice on the next image.
You immediately go, aha,
Absolutely,
this has changed, right?
Yes.
That maybe some of your colleagues don't key in on.
Mm-hmm.
Childhood autism diagnoses have more than doubled since 2000, and nearly half of 25-year-olds with autism have never held a paying job. Now, more families are reaching out to the intelligence community to learn more.
What's it like to get those emails?
For me, it's touching. As a mother, I certainly can understand wanting the very best for your children.
Come on, bud.
And broadening the spectrum of potential.
It's a lot like finding where I fit in, finally. I was looking for an outlet, and it found me, I suppose.
How does that feel inside?
Oh, wonderful. The sky's the limit now. I don't feel like there's anything holding me back.
Now helping the U.S. spy community with a different kind of intelligence.
It's a lot of data to wade through, but that's an advantage to being autistic.
For CBS Mornings, I'm Catherine Herridge in Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Great story. Talks to you about possibilities.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Everybody has something to offer.
Yes.
They really do. For what it's worth, Martinsburg, West Virginia, not far from where my mom lives.
Oh, hi,
Pretty
Mom.
part of the country. All right.